I've done stuff for like this guy called Fredo, a guy called AJ Tracy, Skepta. My mindset is, yeah, I want to be the best. I want to be internationally known. I want to be in like 10 years time, I want to be like the most well-known British artist. So it's just something that I love. I can't explain it really. I can't. The stereotype of an artist is you don't make money until you die. There's been points where like I've made no money and I'm literally starving. The earlier you start, the quicker the results come. I'm obsessed with artwork. I'm obsessed with my craft. I'm obsessed with learning a new skill. Imagine changing the world, whether that, I don't know what that could be, from a painting or artwork. I went on the back of his motorbike and then we'll just end the story there. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Moledina Talks, the show where we gain insight into journeys of individuals in different industries and discover what it is that drives them to their success. Hi, I'm Zahra and I'll be co-hosting with my brother Ali.
Today we have a really exciting guest that me and Zahra have been a fan of for a really long time now. So I'm really excited for all of you to hear about this person's journey.
We have special guests every week, so make sure you like, comment and subscribe.
Okay, let's dive straight into this episode. I hope you all enjoy. Welcome everybody to Moledina Talks. Today we have a really special guest that me and Zahra have been a fan of for a really long time now. So I'm really excited to start this interview. Today we have Tom Fitch. Tom, how are you doing? Are you good?
Hi guys, nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Thanks for joining us today.
So I want to talk about from the beginning of your journey to where you are now. But first, so people kind of know the scale of how good you are. Can you just tell us a few of the artists you made art for? A few of the big names you made art for.
Well, if I can remember off the top of my head. When I started, I actually started by doing portraits for musicians. So at uni, I did graphic design and illustration, and I did album artwork for rappers and musicians that I was interested in. And that kind of opened me up to this network of people in the music industry. And then I started doing portrait paintings for them. So in terms of musicians, I've done stuff for this guy called Fredo, guy called AJ Tracy, Skepta, people like that. So yeah.
Wow.
I love how you say this guy as if the whole world doesn't know who they are.
Well, if people don't know who they are, then yeah, they can Google them, I guess.
Nah, that's great. Yeah, we'll get into that a bit later. So just as a little introduction of what you're doing on a daily basis at the moment, could you just tell whoever's watching what you're up to at the moment?
Okay, so at the moment, I've just finished a painting of Gaza, the football player. It's like a legendary England player. He scored an amazing goal against Scotland, and we played Scotland yesterday. So I posted it on Instagram. So I've just finished that one. I've got clothing coming out soon. I'm actually collaborating with a clothing brand called 1010, based in Birmingham. And I've had photographs done of a painting behind me of a Jaguar, huge painting, and I'm going to be doing prints of that. So, and a few other paintings as well, but I can't really talk about those at the moment.
Oh, okay. No, they're amazing. Yeah.
That's great.
So juggling loads at the moment, juggling loads of different projects. So it's good to stay busy, I guess, and productive.
How do you manage your time? So how do you stay organized with getting things in to deadlines?
So I did say I'm juggling stuff, but I focus on one thing at a time. So I basically prioritize what's most important, or say if we've got a short deadline, then I'll try and meet that deadline as soon as possible. So like I said, I do one thing at a time. And what was the question again? Sorry.
How do you manage meeting deadlines?
So yeah, like I said, I just prioritize things. So I wake up probably about 7 in the morning. My routine is I go to the gym in the morning, get that out of the way, and then come back, start painting. And depending on how short the deadline is, paintings can last. Well, I can paint from early in the morning till late at night. So depending on what the painting is, it'd take about a week to a month, some of them. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So I basically just organise my day based on what project I'm working on at that point of time.
And the scale of your paintings are quite big. So a week sounds like that sounds really quick for a painting of that size.
Yeah, I guess they take a very long time, but I have to put the hours in. I'll show you this one here. So you'll be the first guys to see this painting.
Oh, it's an exclusive.
So this one here, I don't know if you'll be able to fit it on the camera. It's so big.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bigger than you.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it looks like a picture. That's like how detailed it looks.
Beautiful, yeah, like a photograph.
So that Jaguar took me about a month to paint because I painted every single piece of fur, every piece of hair. So I had to get the tiny little brushes, and that one took a very long time. That's probably the longest painting I've done, I think.
Oh wow! Was that a commission, or you decided you wanted to do that one?
No, that's my own project, but I'll be selling that and selling prints of that one. So yeah, it's my own project.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
On your Instagram, you there's a little video that you did of like a map. It was like on a globe, and it's like a TikTok video that you did, and you said that you're a wildlife artist. Is that how you started drawing and painting animals, and now you're kind of going into more portraits, or how did it kind of develop?
So at university, like I said, I studied graphic design and illustration, and I started as basically an illustrator, graphic designer, doing advertising and doing stuff for musicians, album artwork and like promotional stuff for their posters. And then because I was painting at the same time, I've always enjoyed painting since I was a kid. I've done I started with like watercolor, then I did a bit of graffiti when I was a teenager with spray paint, and then it like naturally developed into like acrylic painting. So while I was juggling the graphic design work, I was still painting, and I tried to like gain commissions from the people I was meeting in the music industry. So I started basically with portraits. In terms of like professional art career, I started with portraits of like these musicians that I was meeting, and then that kind of like branched out to like other celebrities. And recently I've just been inspired by like wildlife. Like my favorite animals are tiger. I like big cats like jaguar, leopard. So I just started from that. The first picture was a tiger, and then I've just done more research, and it's just something that's naturally happened over time.
Yeah, I really liked your one of the lion as well that you did.
Thank you. I've done a couple I've done a couple lions. So the plan is to go even further. So you think this painting's big? I actually want to do huge murals, and I want to like. I've seen a couple artists, they travel around the world. They do murals on the side of buildings, the side of like warehouses and stuff. You see it in Digbeth in Birmingham. There's lots of murals in Digbeth. So that's the plan. That's where I want to go in the future. Go even bigger.
Really upping the scale then.
Yeah.
So what was like the first point you realized you had like a passion for art and you knew that you were quite good at it?
I didn't really, like, it just naturally happened. It's just something that I'm interested in, and then I just continue to do it. So it like I said, it's kind of like progressed over time. So when I was a kid, I was just drawing, scribbling, doing doodles in my school books and stuff. Then I did graffiti as a teenager, and then, like I said, it just naturally evolved into actual painting on canvas. So in terms of like turning it into a professional career, I did have a retail job, but I got made redundant, and I had no other means of making any like money at all. So the only way I could make money was actually do paintings for people. My first ever painting that I sold like professionally was a portrait of my friend's dog, and I sold that for like £30, I think. So that's where it started, really.
Yeah, wow. What made you go into doing a degree in illustration and graphic design?
I did art and design at Stratford College, and to be honest, I didn't really know what to do. I was just a bit lost. And my tutor told me to go to university, and she said that my style was illustrative at that point in time. It's not really illustrative now. So I just applied for illustration. Well, it's a visual communication course, isn't it? You did it as well. So yeah, I just did it. I didn't really know what else to do, but it kind of helped me figure it out while I was at uni. I was just doing like loads of different experiments and stuff, and it was all about networking and meeting different people. So yeah.
Who was like the first breakthrough person you felt? 'Cause you mentioned networking there. Who was like the first person you met you felt was like a turning point that you knew from that point on it kind of escalated and allowed it all like to snowball into what it is today?
I don't really know. Yeah, it just happened over time. It was just like momentum. It just built over time.
Yeah.
Like I was just consistent with doing what I was passionate about. Maybe the first like big celebrity was Skepta. I think that might have been like 2014, 2015. And that was like one of the first times I'd actually been to London. I drove down to London with my friend, this huge painting in my tiny little car. And yeah, I think from then I was like, maybe that was like the pivotal point where I was like, yeah, I've got to do this. I love this.
Yeah.
So maybe it was that.
How did that work then? You just made a painting of Skepta and decided to give it to him and hope he like recognized it.
yeah. So I think I was annoying him on like Instagram. I kept on tagging him in posts and stuff. But you've got to, if you don't ask, then you don't get, do you? So you've got to be, you've got to get yourself out there, and that's what you use social media for, isn't it? So
yeah. Do you feel like your degree helped you with your journey after graduating?
I'm not really sure. I don't really know. I learned a few things from the course. I think in terms of like what I really learned was how to build a brand, how to build a business and work for myself, because that's that's actually the reason why I do artwork. Like I don't want to do a typical normal 9 to 5. I'm kind of happy to my own schedule and doing my own thing and earning my own money. So that's what I learned, I think, from illustration course. Yeah.
And can you tell me a little bit about your journey after university? So I think you mentioned in your little bio that you went to New York and found an agent. So if you can tell us a little bit about what that was like and what happened.
Yeah, so while I was at uni, when I had spare time, I actually did a business course online. So I was literally using like my university loan to pay for this course online. And one of the first lessons of this course was to find somebody that you look up to or who's in a position where you want to be. So in other words, a mentor. Like find a few mentors that you can learn from, and like learn from their mistakes and what they've done to get where they are, like why they're successful. So anyway, so on Instagram, I DM'd, like direct messaged about probably 20 artists who I thought was successful and I looked up to, and I emailed tons of different artists all over the world. And one of the artists, his name is Jay West, he lives in New York. He replied to me within like 10 minutes and he said, get the first flight to New York, come meet me. In the message I actually sent to him, to these guys that I was messaging, I actually tried to offer them something in return for them to teach me, because I knew that if I was just going to go there, they might not reply to me if I'm not going to like offer them something in return, basically. And in the DM, I said to him, You know, I'll walk your dog, I'll wash your car. You know, I'll come work for you if you teach me how you got to the position where you are.
Yeah.
So yeah, he said get the first flight to New York. You don't have to walk my dog or whatever. And I'll come teach you. So I DM'd him on the Sunday, and then I flew out on the Friday, and I spent the weekend in New York. And I went alone, got my own little hotel, and I used my university degree again, thankfully. I had that money because I wouldn't have been able to go there. And then just spent the weekend in New York, met all his friends and contacts. So I met people like clothing designers, graphic designers, like illustrators over there, other artists, and just like creative people, like loads of different creative people. And yeah, that just opened me up to like a completely new world that I've never seen before. So yeah, it's crazy, really.
Yeah,
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, because like a lot of people, like the way you've explained it sounds quite simple. Like you DM 20 people, then one said come New York, and then you met all of his contacts. But a lot of people don't even like know to do that or can't execute that. So that's quite a brave thing. I assume you were really young back then as well to go to New York and try that sort of adventure, weren't you?
I think it might have been 21.
21, yeah.
So that had been like the first time I'd flown alone as well. So it was pretty scary, to be honest, like overwhelming experience. I was nervous, but it was exciting at the same time. Now I'd do it all over again, 100%.
Yeah.
I'd take that risk. I didn't even know this guy. Like, I literally didn't even know him. I just liked his artwork. He could have been anybody, but he was a nice guy, and he taught me a lot. So, and we've stayed in contact since. Yeah.
How were you able to kind of use the contacts you made over there and kind of execute something a bit successful when you came back to England?
I don't really know. Everything's natural. Everything's like organic. So if I do a painting, they'll share it with their friends and show their friends, and then maybe they would commission me or buy my artwork or buy a print, and it just spreads from there.
What's it like giving your artwork to someone that's commissioned their artwork? What is that feeling like?
At first, say if I did a really good painting that I was proud of, I didn't want to let it go. Like it was like my baby. I was proud of it. But now it's kind of like my job. I have to do it. And the good thing about it is to see people's reaction. So I've done this Gaza painting of this football player, and I can't wait to see the guy's reaction when he sees it in real life. Because to be honest, the photos don't do it justice. You have to see these things in real life because of all the details and like all like the texture and mark making that I've done with the paintbrush. So you can't capture that. You can't capture that, like that element of the painting in a photograph or on like Instagram. So yeah, it's all about reaction. It feels good, like when they like it and they love it and they show everybody. It's a good feeling. Yeah, it's addictive.
Yeah.
Are there any artists that have a big influence over your work that kind of inspire you and you like to take little details from what you've seen them do?
I used to look at other artists, and it's a good way to start. Like if you look at other artists that inspire you, you take elements from their work and you learn from their work and maybe implement that into your own work, like their style. But I don't really do that anymore. I don't really like look at other artists. I've like developed my own style of painting and my own way of working. So yeah, in fact, I was thinking of like unfollowing. It sounds bad. Unfollowing loads of artists because I didn't want like to be inspired or their work like subconsciously affect my way of painting. I wanted to like figure it out myself.
That's really interesting.
I bet there's some upcoming artists that are kind of looking at your work as inspiration at the moment as well.
I do. I get tons of messages all over the world. I get lots of people tag me in their work, and I get like young kids reproduce my artwork and like tag me and show me, like say like the Jaguar painting, they reproduce it for like their GCSEs or something. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a really good feeling. It's a really good feeling knowing that I'm like inspiring these people, because I was just the same when I was their age.
So you said that you used a variety of materials to get where you are, and now you use mainly acrylics. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you've picked acrylics to work with now more than any other material?
It's just I like it, and it dries quickly, so I can produce these paintings quite like quick, fast turnaround time, and it just works for my style. I would like to use oil. I've actually never used oil paint before, but yeah, it kind of puts me off that oil paint seems very messy and it takes a long time to dry, whereas like acrylic, I can literally do a painting in a day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And what's it like painting? Do you find it quite therapeutic? What's the feeling you get from it?
like I'm so used to it now. I do painting. I paint every single day of my life, so it's just like a habit. It's natural to me. I wake up and I literally start painting pictures. So it's just, yeah, I guess it is therapeutic. Yeah, I just don't know. Like time flies.
Yeah.
So I can do a painting and then it'll be like 10 o'clock at night. You know, I just lose track of time.
You're living and breathing it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. What motivates you to keep going on for the next painting? Because I can't imagine how many you would have done by now in total.
It's just I love it. It's just something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I'm good at, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm addicted to it. It's just I don't know. I don't know why I do it really. I don't know why I'm interested in it, and I don't know why I do it really. It's just I love it. It's just something that I love. I can't explain it really. I can't explain it.
Yeah. Are you kind of driven by being like the best in your industry, or are you just happy each one like satisfying the customer?
Yeah, of course. So before artwork, I did boxing, and in boxing it's like a very competitive sport. Same with like the music I listen to, like rap music is all about like being the best. And it's very competitive. I think my mindset is I want to be the best. I want to be internationally known. I want to be in like 10 years time, I want to be like the most well-known British artist, like contemporary artist. That's the goal. If I get there or not, it doesn't really matter if I get there or not. At least that's what I'm working towards. If I didn't think like that, then you know I probably wouldn't do artwork in the first place. Yeah, maybe.
When did you decide that is your goal? Was it a recent thing, or has it always been something?
There's something built into you.
So it's probably since I took artwork seriously. So you know when I said I did a painting for my friend's dog for like £30. After I did that, I'm like, I probably said to myself, yeah, I want to be the best, and this is something I enjoy. So I've got to try my hardest. I've got to be successful. That's what I'm driven by, being successful. So, and having an impact as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. What sort of challenges have you had along the way? Have there been any kind of points you've doubted yourself?
Challenges along the way. There's been points where like I've made no money and I'm literally starving. And yeah, that was difficult. Like when when I used to do paintings for celebrities and stuff, I used to give a lot of artwork away for free in return to meet these people and for them to share my artwork. So maybe when I first started, that was the hardest because I was earning nothing, and like my parents and my family, they couldn't see really like the return of what I'm getting from this artwork. And you know, they tried to encourage me to get a normal job. You know, like any parents would. They just want you to be happy and like financially stable. And that was the risk I took to be an artist. It's like very entrepreneurial. Like your money goes up and down, and you know, it's all in your own hands. Like you rely on yourself. So that's the biggest challenge is basically it's all under, it's everything is up to you basically. But I love that. Like I like having everything under my own control. So that's probably the biggest challenge. Pretty much.
Did you ever feel like giving up and just getting a normal job?
Yeah, I probably did actually. There's like, it's a lot tougher than I made it sound. Like there's times where I literally like cried and stuff. Like I was making no money and I was just like, why am I doing this? This is at the beginning of like my career. I was like, am I making the right decision to make this my career and pursue artwork? Like, because like the stereotype of an artist is you don't make money till you die, and you're going to be a poor artist, and nobody's going to discover your work, and your work is going to be nothing until you pass away. But times are changing now, especially with like social media and stuff. You can make money doing anything these days. So, and there's lots of like very wealthy living artists these days, and the internet has opened up so many different opportunities. So at first, so this is when the social media was first starting. That's when I first started doing artwork. It wasn't such a massive industry as it is now. So that's why it was so difficult. And that's like, it was my biggest challenge when I first started, because it wasn't such a clear like career. I couldn't, like I did, like I said, I DM'd people and I met a couple of people that were doing well, and I had a couple of mentors. So there were a few examples of people that were doing well from the creative industry, but it's very uncommon. But now it's becoming more like mainstream, and it's good to see people do well. So
have you got any advice that you could give some upcoming artists or artists thinking of pursuing art as a career? Have you got any advice for them?
So go to as many exhibitions as you can, meet as many people as you can, like network yourself. So talk to as many artists that you're inspired by, you know, meet them, learn from them. If you have to, like I said at the beginning of your career, maybe take elements from their style and then use it in your own work, but not to the point where you're copying. You have to work this out yourself. You have to work it out yourself. You have to work out your own style. So maybe just like mix and merge different styles to make your own style. But actually, that's a question I get asked a lot. Actually, is how do you find your style? I think that your style, in terms of like, say if you're a painter, it would be determined by the materials you use. So if you do an oil painting, it would look different to if you use spray paint and you're a graffiti artist. So that's a massive question that I get asked very regularly, is like, how do you create a style, and how do you create a style that's distinctive? It's determined by your materials that you use. So that's probably the biggest piece of advice I can give, actually.
Thank you for that. Okay, so what kind of advice would you give your younger self who is just starting out?
Start at an earlier age. Start way younger. I started late, I reckon. So 21. I should have started when I was 10. You know what I mean? The earlier you start, the quicker the results come, I think.
Yeah.
You know, when you grow up, you've got more responsibilities. When you're a kid, you got loads of spare time, you got no responsibilities, and you don't have to have a job. Do you know what I mean? So that's one thing that I regret, like, is that I didn't start at a younger age, really. But I didn't really know, did I? So it just happened naturally. But man.
It sounds like through uni you were really mature about how you were spending your loan money as well. So
Yeah,
like university students aren't like that typically. They'd spend their money on, I don't know, clubbing or drinking.
I did
So
do
what
that though. I did do that.
okay. But what made you go and do the business course like while studying illustration?
So what made me want to do the business course is um, I just want to be successful. That's what I'm driven by. I want to be financially free, and I want my children in the future to live a good life. You know, not have to worry. That's just like the cliche answer, isn't it? But that is actually what motivates me, and I want to have the nicer things in life. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do that by the skills I have. I'm gonna hopefully be successful from painting pictures, literally. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah. How do you manage the financial side of your business today? Because I know you have your own team and everything. How do you keep everything in balance?
Um, well, to be honest, like I've actually been pretty good with like financial side since I've even started earning money. Like
Yeah.
I've got multiple bank accounts, one for like business saving, like personal stuff, and
Yeah.
I just like to juggle my money from each account. Like I pay myself a wage, and basically I use the business account for everything art related, and like I just when I get paid, I basically reinvest that money into different things, whether it's like materials, like camera
Yeah.
equipment, technology, um, just like travel, all sorts of stuff. So basically, like I said, I'm obsessed with artwork. I'm obsessed with my craft. I'm obsessed with learning a new skill in terms of like anything creative. So that's literally what I put my money into, and um, having multiple accounts and having like online banking and stuff, you can record your income and outgoings. And for like at the beginning of my career, I did my own accounting, like I did my own accounts, um, and I learned everything myself. I basically learned like the basics,
Yeah.
and if it gets a bit too difficult, then I employ somebody else to do a better job than myself. So, like I said, I started off doing my own accounts, and now I've got my own accountant. I started off doing my own photography, and now I'm employing photographers to do a better job than I can.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Just
so
upscaled
that's
everything.
yeah, exactly. It's growth, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
progress, and
Yeah.
yeah. So I learn. It's you learn a lot of it from experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before you were self-employed and your own boss, am I right in saying you were signed to a gallery?
Yeah. I've been with two galleries now. So I was with one gallery. It was more like an agency. 2019, I think, which was like London based. Had an exhibition in London, Oxford Circus, which is like a massive exhibition. It was probably like one of the best nights of my life. I had like 800 people come. And like to be in Oxford Circus in London, that's like dead centre of London, so you couldn't
Yeah.
get a better location than that. I left them, and then I got signed to another gallery, which is a bit more local to me, which is in Leamington Spa. It's called Nova Gallery. And they were a really good gallery. So any up and coming artists, then I recommend check them out. They
Yeah.
do competitions each year where they have like a theme, and artists can design artwork for that theme, and then the winner of that competition gets signed to the gallery. So yeah, I recommend checking them out. Um, but I left Nova Gallery and I decided to pursue my own career like independently.
Yeah.
So like I said, the reason why I got into artwork is because I like to work for myself. I like to have my own schedule, and
Yeah.
I like being in control of everything. So that's the reason why I went independent. Yeah, I like basically I'm just a control freak in terms of like my own business. So yeah, and now like I said, I'm independent now, and you know, artists can be very successful independently. You're basically cutting out a middleman. You don't have to pay a gallery. You can use social media as your gallery, as your portfolio. You can use your Instagram as your portfolio. So, and it seems to be like the way forward, and it's growing every day. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment, independent, and I'm loving it really. Yeah.
Do you use any other, sorry, carry on.
Sorry. And in terms of like the financial side as well, when you're independent, you can see your income and outgoing yourself. You know, you're in charge of that. So yeah, it's useful to know what you're paying for and what you're being paid. Sorry, what did you say?
Do you use any other social media apart from Instagram to get your work out there?
Yeah. I use Facebook. So I've got my own personal Facebook for like people that are local. And then I've got an art page, like an art Facebook page. I do YouTube videos as well. So I did like before the lockdown and before like we had to isolate and stuff, I did a little podcast where I travel around and meet different artists. And so yeah, I've got YouTube, got Instagram, Facebook. I do have Twitter, but I don't really use it. I don't really like Twitter. I think it's a bit too fast paced for an artist or anybody creative.
Yeah.
Because like once you post a picture, it just like gets lost in the timeline.
Yeah.
And what else? I have Snapchat as well, but that's mostly like people local to me. But anybody who's got me on Snapchat, I put stuff like behind the scenes, artwork and what I'm working on there. So people who've got me on Snapchat, they'll see everything that I'm working on before I put it on anything else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what's next for you? Where do you see yourself in like 10 years from now?
Billionaire. I wish. Now I just like I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and hopefully I can just keep progressing onto bigger and better things, more collaborations, bigger artwork. Like I said, I don't know if you got it in earlier, but I said I wanted to do murals, and travel around the world doing artwork on the side of buildings and stuff, which I think that's a really good idea because it's like anybody can see it. It's open to the public. So street art, thousands of people can walk past that street art per day. It's like having a billboard on the street pretty much. Whereas doing canvas painting is very personal. It's like I do a painting for somebody and then it goes up in their house, but it's more like decorative artwork. Only their family and friends may see that piece in their home, unless it's in a gallery. But I want to do murals sometime soon, which is a skill that I'll have to learn because it's a different medium. I use paintbrushes and acrylic paint, but with murals it's spray paint, isn't it? So I'll have to learn how to use a spray can, and I'd have to learn how to do a picture or a painting on such a huge scale. So that's the plan. Go bigger, better, and have my own gallery one day, have my own studio. In terms of personal goals, I've been accepted for a mortgage, which is a huge deal for like an artist because, like I said again, I didn't think that would be possible. People say you don't make money in art until you pass away, but I've been accepted for a mortgage, so I'm looking for houses at the moment. My first own property, and that's a major deal. So, and
congratulations.
Exciting time.
Thank you. Which is actually crazy when you think about it. I literally paint pictures and I draw things, and people buy it. It's crazy. But in the future, I that's something that interests me, like real estate and buying and selling property and renovating properties. So maybe that becomes my passion and job in the future. Maybe.
I wanted to go back to the murals, and I want to ask, are you inspired by Banksy?
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
Banksy. Yeah, I've been to loads of his exhibitions. Yeah, I actually think he's probably the greatest living artists we have, and I think we're very lucky to experience and have that artist in our generation.
Yeah.
Like we're living at the same time as Banksy, and I don't think we should take that for granted at all.
How do you feel that he's anonymous?
I think it's cool. No, each to their own. Like it kind of plays up to his image, doesn't it? And that's one of the reasons why people really like him, and it's good for his like I said, his image.
Yeah, it's like his legacy.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe he is part of his plan, or maybe he just wants to live a peaceful life. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think that mystery is something that really like helped his career. Definitely.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can overtake him. Hopefully 10 years. Tom Fitch will be the best artist in the world.
We're interviewing someone else about asking them what they think of Tom Fitch in 10 years' time.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully people will look back on this podcast and then they'll be like, that's the best artist in the world. I'm joking, but
he was on Moledina Talks.
yeah, I am joking, but at the same time, there is a bit of truth to that. That is the goal, isn't it? So, yeah.
I don't think you can be successful if you don't have that bit in you. Like even if something as simple as like Ronaldo, that sort of the way you talk is a bit similar to him. The way he's obsessed with being the best, and in like a humorous way, but he means it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like McGregor, like Conor McGregor talks about it a lot. I know he's probably past his prime, but he said that he was obsessed with his craft, and he made a huge impact on combat sports. And it's just basically having that similar sort of mindset. Maybe not that aggressive, but having that mindset of like working hard and working towards a goal and impacting the world, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can do it. Hopefully one day.
Well, you're on your way there. You're still how old are you?
I'm 27 now.
Well, you've done all this. You haven't not even touched anywhere near there yet.
You're doing it in your prime.
Pardon?
You're doing it in your prime years, so I mean, I think that's young enough.
Yeah, we'll see. To be honest, like if you think about it, I don't know where I'd be without social media. So you've got to give Instagram their praise.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'd just be like a local artist. Like there's probably thousands of artists before us who didn't have, the opportunity to share their work to such a huge scale worldwide, and they probably just got forgotten about. They probably didn't even get the notice at all. So we're very lucky, I think.
Yeah, extremely. I wanted to ask if there's a dream project that you have in mind.
I said I like the finer things in life, which may seem a bit materialistic, but I went to Italy like a few years ago, and I went to Florence, and I went to a museum, the Gucci Museum. So I went to go see like all of the old Gucci like memorabilia and all the stuff that they've done over the years, and that really inspired me. So because they use a lot of animals in their work, like especially a tiger. They use a lot of tiger imagery. So maybe that is the dream collaboration in the future, to work with Gucci on a huge project and have like my own maybe clothing line for like that season. Tom Fitch Gucci for that season. That would be sick. I'd love that.
It's an amazing dream. Yeah.
I've thought about it loads, to be fair. I've thought about it loads. Yeah, so it just got to speak it into existence and put the work in, and maybe try and get in contact with whoever's the head of Gucci, you know, because anything's possible.
Yeah, I think it's definitely achievable for you after everything you've done so far.
I don't think I'm ready yet. I'm definitely not ready yet. I think I need a few more years to practice, and like, I'm doing a collaboration with 1010. Maybe this is just the start of what's to come, and I can learn from this collaboration with this clothing company, and then maybe I'll be ready then.
Yeah. Is there a celebrity or rapper, sports person that you would dream of making art for in the future?
So I've painted David Attenborough. I'd love to meet David Attenborough as a huge inspiration. I'd like to meet, you know, like the major sports stars like McGregor, Ronaldo, like we said. Who else? Who would I love to meet?
Drake?
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to meet Drake. I like Travis Scott as well because of all like the imagery that he uses, and like he without the music, he's got a whole theme to his brand, Travis Scott brand. You know, like the desert, the cactus, the horses, and he can use that sort of imagery on anything like clothes, videos, shoes. So it'd be amazing to meet Travis Scott and his creative team and maybe like learn from him.
Yeah, I do need to ask you though, how was it meeting the likes of Fredo, Skepta, AJ Tracy, Daisy Donald? Have you got any sort of stories? How were they when you met them?
I've got a few stories, but I can't really tell them on podcast. Because
fair enough.
Few of them were a bit dodgy, but
maybe off air we'll talk about
it. I'll just briefly say one story, which is absolutely crazy. There's a guy called Mist from Birmingham. He's a rapper from Birmingham. He's a huge rapper now, and I went to go meet him in Birmingham. And I'll just say it briefly, but I went on the back of his motorbike, and then we'll just end the story there. Yeah, that was a crazy experience. But yeah, you're saying what's it like to meet these sort of people? At first, I was really nervous, and it was really exciting. I loved it. It still is a bit exciting, but now it's become like a bit normal. Like, sounds a bit cocky, doesn't it? Like, I'm a bit used to it, but because these people they actually are normal people. It's just we see them on the TV and on the internet. We kind of like have our own perception of these people, but when you meet them in real life, they're just normal, genuine people. That seems to be their job, you know. But so at first, it was scary and exciting at the same time. Like going to these places, traveling. But that's one of the best things about it is traveling around the country or traveling around the world to meet these people. That's probably the best part about it.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I want to ask you two questions that we ask every guest on this podcast. So the first question is, what does success mean to you?
Success means having an impact on the world. Using your craft and your skills. That's what success is to me. Like, for me personally, imagine changing the world, whether that, I don't know what that could be, from a painting or artwork. That is success to me. Like, all the material things and all the money that comes along with the impact that you have on the world. That's the reward you get for, you know, like I said, impacting the world. So you got to, in terms of something good, you've got to do something good. It can't be bad, can it?
Yeah.
So that's what success means to me. So for example, let me say this. For example, imagine in terms of like animal artwork, say there's an animal which is on the brink of extinction, and it's a threatened species due to like human impact or something. imagine if I did a painting and it was so impactful that all the leaders of the world came to a decision to save this animal, you know, that would be huge. Something along those lines. Yeah, but imagine if I saved an animal from a painting.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it does sound like you're someone that's after legacy more than money or any other thing. So I think that's probably a reason why you're so driven, because you're quite set in what you want to achieve. You're not after all the materialistic stuff as much as like some of the other people, isn't it?
Don't get it wrong though. I do want a G-Wagon, Mercedes G-Wagon one day. Yeah. But I'm not like, I don't really care about that stuff. I want it, but I don't care if I don't have it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's normal. You want it because you can afford it maybe at that stage. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the final question is, what does the word happiness mean to you?
What does the word happiness mean to me? That's a difficult one. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I am, in terms of like, am I happy? I am, because I'm lucky to do what I enjoy. You know, I'm so lucky to be an artist. There's people that maybe work a 9 to 5 or do a retail job and wish to be in the position that I'm in. So I can't take for granted. So I'm happy. So what does happiness mean to me is painting and artwork and being creative. That means that's happiness to me.
Yeah.
Doing what you love.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Yeah, no, it's been so great having you on. We have a final segment called rapid fire questions that we'll go through now. Yeah. Are you ready to start?
Yeah.
Okay, so a person who has inspired you the most in your life?
My parents.
Yeah. Describe your art in 3 words.
Realistic. Detailed. And I'll just say wildlife for now.
Yeah. It's interesting you said your favorite animal's tiger, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll ask you this question then. Give me 3 reasons why your favorite animal is a tiger.
Okay, so this is kind of a deep story, but my grandma, she used to collect like soft toys like teddy bears and stuff, but they were all of lions and tigers. Yeah. So that's, she's passed away now, but that's kind of like what I remember at her house when I used to go to visit her when I was a kid. She used to have like all these lions and tigers all around the house, like on her bed and stuff, and on the sofa. And I don't know why she did that, but that was her favorite animal, and I think that subconsciously like rubbed off on me, and that's why it's probably my favorite animal. I don't have a specific reason why it's my favorite animal. It just is. That's probably why, because I saw all that sort of like imagery and all those like teddies and stuff when I was a kid. That's probably why. Yeah.
And how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
How would I describe myself? I don't know.
How would your friends and family describe you then in 3 words?
Say a work in progress. Yeah. Nah. On a serious level, I'll just say motivated. I don't know, an artist, and I don't know. I can't give.
To tell you what I think from speaking to you, I think motivated, ambitious, and humble.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
mate.
you are really down
You're
to
really
earth.
humble for what you've done. Yeah.
I didn't want to like come off cocky or like arrogant.
No, you haven't. No.
No, definitely not.
Thank you. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. That's
yeah.
good. That's good to know.
Yeah. So the next question is, okay, so if your paintings could talk, what would they say about you?
What would they say about me?
Yeah.
That I take a very long time. Like, they'll probably say, "Hurry up, Tom. Get it done, mate." They'll probably say something like that.
And what's the proudest moment of your life so far?
Proudest moment of my life, becoming. So it probably wasn't one moment. It's like probably just becoming an artist. You know, when I was at school, right?
Yeah.
I used to say, like, in class, say what, year 3, year 2, or when you were like first school, like, the teachers used to ask, "What do you want to be?" People said like a lawyer, I don't know, fireman, police officer, or whatever. And I used to say artist or graffiti artist, and people used to laugh. People used to just like chuckle, and I don't know why, but and now I'm an artist. It's like actually it happened. It's just weird. It's like I've actually become true. It's happened.
Yeah.
So
Living the dream.
That's probably like the most like proud thing I am, is like actually doing what I love. So yeah. But in terms of like one moment is probably meeting all these celebrities. Like they're very like they're milestones, aren't they, in my career? And I can look back on that year when I met that person. So yeah.
Yeah. Nice. And if you could meet anyone you haven't met before, dead or alive, who would it be?
Who would I meet? Banksy, probably.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, Banksy. And probably Drake. Yeah, I'd like to meet Drake. Yeah.
You'd be doing the Banksy face and veil, will you?
Nah, I wouldn't. I'd keep it secret.
Yeah.
I just like to chill out with him, learn from him, and see his work. Like, I'd love to go to his studio. Just imagine what he's got there. It'd be crazy.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Yeah, so we've got some quicker questions now. So, your favorite city in the world?
Favorite city in the world? I've been to like amazing places abroad. New York's amazing. Florence is very, very nice city. Yeah, I'll probably say Florence. And actually, I like Barcelona as well. Yeah. Would you
ever
visit? Sorry,
I was just gonna ask, would you ever live in these places, or do you just like them to visit?
Yeah. I wanted to move to New York at one point, but nah, I'm happy where I am now, and I like the UK. Like, the UK creative scene is growing massively, and I love it. Yeah. Before, it used to be a lot of it used to be based in America, in the USA. So that's the reason why I wanted to move to New York, for like all the opportunities and stuff. But like there's so many opportunities in the UK now, so I'm happy over here. But I would love to live in like Italy, maybe one day when I retire or something.
Well, what do you like about it? What do you like about Italy?
The food, the people, the architecture, the artwork. Like, I've seen like the best paintings ever in my life in some of these galleries and like cathedrals and stuff in Italy. They're just like insane. You can't actually describe them. They're just like jaw-dropping. The amount of talent that they had hundreds of years ago, you know, without Photoshop and without like photos and cameras. They literally did this just like from the top of their head. So it's just amazing, and I love the food there, and I love it, and I love the weather. I could just go on. I could
everything.
Just Italy's an amazing place. I'd recommend going there if you can.
We've been there. It's amazing when you're there. You have to be there to actually realize like how great of an experience it actually is over there, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Food or sleep?
Food or sleep? I'll say food. I don't really care about sleep. Like, I can sleep any time of the day for any amount of time. I don't really need sleep, I don't think. yeah. I like food, man.
Money or love?
Oh, no, I'd say love, definitely love, 100%. Yeah.
Put these three in order from your favorite first. So we got Van Gogh, Da Vinci, and Picasso.
Picasso. So the first is the best.
Is your favorite? Yeah. Okay,
so Picasso, Da Vinci, and Van Gogh. Not a huge fan of Van Gogh, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
He's all right.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo,
yeah. Okay, bear in mind that I wrote this question before the Scotland game yesterday, yeah? Question says, is it coming home?
Yeah, it's coming home, mate, definitely.
Okay, so if it happens, then we'll say Tom Fitch called it day after the Scotland game.
you know that quote, right? Even if we don't win the Euros, I think it's already come home. Like, if you go to the pub or like you watch the game with your family and stuff, like it's just the atmosphere and the feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I think about it. I went to watch it last night. I'm feeling a bit delicate right now, but the atmosphere and like people singing and stuff, it's just like an amazing feeling. So that's what I mean. It's coming home. It's already come home, mate.
Yeah, especially after the year everyone's had. I think it already has, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Tom, can you share a few more pieces of your artwork?
Okay.
With us? We've got 3 minutes left, but if you could just show us what you've got in the back.
Okay. So I've shown you this one. Can you see how big it is compared to me?
Yeah.
Right. So there's a face there.
Amazing.
Yeah, wow. Look at the detail on
it. Did you get the Georgia Smith one in the
No, yeah, show us the Georgia Smith one, yeah.
No, it wasn't on record though.
No, yeah. Showed us off before we came on.
I love how vibrant the colours are.
Yeah. I'm glad I did it in pink.
Wow.
Look at that.
I think my camera's round the opposite way, so she should be facing that way.
Yeah. Has she seen this?
Yeah.
Has Georgia Smith seen this yet?
I think so, yeah. I think so, but I've had no response from her yet.
Oh.
I'm
sure
got David Attenborough here.
Yeah, this one's unreal.
So this one's huge. So yeah.
Wow.
And it's in like a really thick frame there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the scale of that.
I'll just put that there. What else have I got? And then another big one here.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Oh.
The coral
Look how vibrant it is.
Oh, look at the colour. Beautiful.
See the turtle there.
We might need to buy one of these, Zahra.
Yeah.
One of them in the house.
They're amazing.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, they're huge.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing those.
Yeah. If anyone wants to see like the rest of your artworks, all over his Instagram. Great, yeah. No, it's been really great having you on. I remember when Zahra first told me that you agreed to come on, I was so excited, and like it's lived even better than the expectation was. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's been great.
Thanks, guys. And hopefully in the future, when I'm the biggest artist in the world, we can do another one.
Yeah, part two.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe we should catch up in the future. Maybe when I've progressed a little bit further. We should recap on what's going on, and hopefully you guys can take this podcast to a massive audience. Make it huge.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks
everyone for watching, and we'll see everyone on the next episode then.
Bye.
See you in a bit.
Bye.